Hi, I'm Gail and welcome back to lowcarbrecipe.ideas.com. Today we're going to make a low-carb, cool cucumber soup. So it's going to be a soup that's not hot, it's cool for the summer. Cucumbers are really plentiful in the summer and it's not an expensive dish to be making. So let's get started and I'll show you how to make it. So the first thing I did was I took 4 seedless cucumbers and I've cut them all up into smaller pieces. And what we're going to do is going to put a teaspoon of coarse salt into the cucumbers and I'm going to stir it up. And then once I've got it stirred, I'm just going to set it aside and then we'll continue making our cucumber soup. So the next thing I'm going to do is I've got a frying pan, a deeper frying pan, and I've just turned the stove on to get it hot, and I've got a tablespoon of olive oil. So I'm going to warm that up just a tad. And then what we're going to do is I've taken a medium clove of fresh garlic and I've crushed it, and I'm going to put it into the oil. And I have 3/4 cup of Spanish onion that I've chopped up. Now I don't want to make the onion and the garlic brown. All I want to do is saute them so that they are transparent and they're cooked, but we don't want to brown them. I've sauteed the onions and garlic for about 4 minutes. We don't want them brown, so just keep an eye on them. And when they're transparent, which they are, I'm going to add in a cup and a half of chicken broth. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get this starting to boil a little bit, then we're going to put it on low and we're just going to let it simmer. And we're going to let it simmer until most of the moisture, the liquid, is gone in the pan. So I've got most of the moisture out of the onions, sauteed onions and garlic. So now I'm going to put them mix it in with the cucumbers. Now this is hot, so make sure the dish that you have can handle the heat. So we're just going to stir this up. So now since I've got it stirred up, I'm just going to let it sit for 10 minutes and we'll start putting everything together. So I've let my cucumber and onion and garlic sit for 10 minutes. So now I'm going to use my Ninja and I'm going to put my cucumbers in the Ninja here. And then I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice and 1/4 cup of no-fat sour cream. There is juices in here because the cucumbers, it pulls out the juice when we add the salt anyway. I'm not going to put it all in at once because I don't want it too full. And here's our lemon juice. So let's puree this up. Now you must remember, if your ingredients was really hot and using this, you could have a lot of pressure, so just be careful. So we're going to grind this up, blend this up nicely. Mine, I've been letting it sit longer than 10 minutes, so it's absolutely cold. So that took I don't know, I did about a minute. And I have more space now, so I'm just going to add the rest of my cucumbers. It's a delightful soup. It's great for the summer. You can eat it heated, but it's really meant to be eaten cold, but it's also delicious when it's heated. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put this in the fridge, and I'm just going to leave it in this container. And we're going to put it in the fridge and let it get cool 2 to 8 hours. It just depends on how quickly you want to eat this. So I don't know if you can see the consistency of the soup. So I'm just going to put the lid back on, and I'm going to put it in the fridge, and then we will continue on the next step. Now, since that my soup has been sitting in the fridge for a while getting nice and cool, I want to add some ingredients. We're going to make a mixture here. So what I did was, when I did my cut up my cucumbers for the soup, I took 3 tablespoons of cucumbers and I just cut them up into small pieces. So I'm just going to put it into the bowl. And then I've got 3 tablespoons of diced red onion that we're going to put in the bowl. And a 1/4 cup of coarsely chopped fresh cilantro. And a 1/4 cup of coarsely chopped fresh dill. Then I'm going to put a tablespoon plus 1 teaspoon of olive oil into the bowl. And we're just going to mix this up. Just a great combination, and it goes really well with this soup. Okay, so I think we are ready to put our soup together. So I've just put out a couple of bowls for the soup, because my husband and I are going to have some of this cool, low-carb, cool cucumber soup for our supper. And then you're just going to take and put the mixture on top. And there is our delicious soup. Now, I never would have dreamt that I would ever eat a cucumber soup. In fact, cucumber was not one of my favorite vegetables. And I've been very surprised this last couple of years of how much I am starting to enjoy cucumbers. So just with that little bit of combination on the top, it's absolutely delicious. It's refreshing, a great recipe, a soup to serve, you know, before you have your main meal with your guests, or even just when it's just the 2 of you or your family. I hope that you go to lowcarbrecipeIdeas.com and try this recipe out, and try other ones that I have on my site. This is delicious. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. You take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.